Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cousins on Comics. I'm your half host Nathan and I'm going to start reviewing some amazing Spider-Man comics. I'm going to start with the new 2021 run starting from issue number 61. The series is currently being written by Nick Spencer with artist Patrick Gleason. His artwork is simply amazing and each panel is written in a way that makes the comic difficult to put down. So I decided to start at number 62, or legacy number 863 for the purist, because this begins a fresh start for Pete. So without further ado, let's get into it. A new Spider era begins here. After coming off of the conclusion of Kindred and the Green Goblin, Peter is ready to return to his normal life. Although his new normal is definitely odd, living with the curious, reformed villain Fred Myers, aka Boomerang, Randy Robertson, and their pet alien, Gog. Gog used to guard the pieces of the powerful Lifeline tablet, which Boomerang and Spider-Man are endeavoring to keep out of Kingpin's hands. But Kingpin has plans of his own. The story begins with Mayor Wilson Fisk holding a meeting with his associates. Business has been good for each person who asks him for help. He looks at them with his dead, shark-like stare, and they already know their choices came with a price. He wants one man, Fred Myers. Boomerang, says Kingpin. The story shifts and shows us a montage of funny moments, Pete, Fred, and the cute but not so fluffy Gog. Peter says that after months of unemployment and borrowing from his roommates for rent, it's time to go back to work. Desperate, Peter reaches out to Nora Winters and begins working as a photographer again for the beautiful journalist, who subsequently also works for the hot-headed J. Jonah Jameson. While Peter is being toured around his new work building, Nora shows him a new suit specifically designed for Spidey. A sleek, white and black suit with gold trimming running down each arm and leg, 100% designed for an interactive experience for any old schlub. Nora shoves the mask over Peter's head, and the screen behind them lights up, revealing everything Peter's eyes see. This doesn't sit well with Pete, worried that his secret will be revealed. He expresses his concern for Spider-Man and his privacy. Nora and Jonah reassure him that the filming device can be disabled anytime Spider-Man likes. As we see Spidey swinging into battle, we can also see J. Jonah Jameson yelling into Pete's earpiece, "Your one-liners! The audience submits them for you to read in the fight!" So, apparently, the fans of Jonah's podcast are now writing Spidey's quips, to which he reluctantly agrees. Surprised by the distraction of J. Jonah Jameson yelling in his ear, he successfully overpowers all of the enemies who stood in his way. We next see a brief exchange between Randy Robertson and his father, Robbie Robertson. They discuss lunch, and then an ominous scene takes over, and then it ends abruptly. We see Mayor Fisk giving several villains get-out-of-jail-free cards, literally, like from the game Monopoly, if they bring him Boomerang. We cut back to Spider-Man webbing up his foes for the police as they revealed to him they were in fact the distraction. The final pages of the comic shows us Boomerang chilling on a park bench showing off his new pet, Gog, to a couple of girls walking their dogs. The last panel reveals the precisely aimed villain Bullseye has Gog in his sights, and is just waiting for Kingpin to give the order. To be continued next in The Amazing Spider-Man number 62. And that's where it leaves us. I'm super curious to know how things will wind up for Pete in his new suit. I can't see this lasting too long, as it seems to be an invasion of his own privacy. Well, that's what I got for you guys this week on Cousins on Comics. Tune in next week to see what happens in the next issue of The Amazing Spider-Man. Remember to leave a like and hit the subscribe button. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. We also have our anthology horror podcast, Staircase Story, that comes out bi-monthly. Look out for new content constantly uploaded on Cousins on Comics. I'll see you guys then. Peace!